Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be painting an illustration of a peacock butterfly with watercolours and my fountain ink pen. I don't know if I need to add the ink section to a title. I think you probably realise that there's ink in a fountain pen. Anyway, so I have been wanting to paint a peacock butterfly for a while. Just sometimes, you just have these inspirationals where you just want to paint something. And I don't really know why. Peacock butterflies are my favourite butterfly, so I guess that's probably one of the reasons. I don't think I've ever seen a butterfly that I don't like. Although that being said, I haven't met every single butterfly in the entire world. But as of right now, every butterfly I've seen or met I like. So anyway, the peacock thing. So yeah, great. So yeah, peacock butterfly is my favourite, so that's probably why I'm painting it. So normally I fret and worry and overthink a lot about what to say in a voiceover. So normally they're 10 minutes and I never know what to say. So today this one was 7 minutes, and you would think that would make me happier, knowing that I've got a couple of minutes less time to think of what to talk about and what to say on my voiceover. But no, I wasn't happy. That stressed me out too, because now it's like, oh well, what if I don't have enough time to say things that I want to say? I don't know. I think I'm actually really enjoying voiceovers now that I'm just talking like just how I normally would. I guess it's more me. With the stuttering, can't remember what I'm saying half of the time. Sometimes it feels like my brain doesn't connect the dots as fast as it should do. But anyway, moving away from that, let's actually talk about the painting. So, like I was talking about the 10 minutes, and I speed it. Yes? Sorry, my dog just sighed at me. Okay, he's all. Anyway, never mind. With my dog sighing at me in the background, as I was saying. So, with me complaining about the 10 minutes of the video, I was actually going to cut out me painting the second half of the butterfly, the left wings and the bottom wing. I'm glad I didn't, because then the video would have been even shorter. But I was going to edit it out because I didn't know if it'd be interesting to watch me do both sides of the butterfly, which now, as I say, that sounds really silly because it's an illustration of the full butterfly. Why wouldn't you want to see both sides? Because it's an art video? I don't know. It sounds silly when I say it now, but at the time I couldn't decide, because I think the best way to describe it is this illustration felt like it took me a long time. It felt like the recording was going to be maybe 15 or 19 minutes, and I thought, well, I will probably cut that out because I don't want to have to do a voiceover for 19 minutes if I can't do 10 minutes. But the illustration didn't take me as long as I thought it did. So I think that was actually the problem. So I'm happy I didn't get rid of the other section of the other recording of me doing the other wings. Also on the wings that I'm painting now, because it was a wet and wet, I hadn't let it fully dry. I did have to use a tissue to pick up some of the watercolour, you'll notice, because it started bleeding into the other wing. And I liked the loose feeling, but it was kind of ruining where I could see different parts of the wing, different browns, I guess is the best way to describe it. So now I am working on the eye of the peacock. Now this part was the most stressful because my original plan was to do it with some iridescent watercolours, some glittery metallic watercolours that I have because of the bright blue purple on a peacock. I thought that'd look really striking, but as you see later on, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so just keep that in mind. And now here's some pen sounds. So now with that done, you'll notice that I ended up using a Posca pen instead of the sparkly watercolour that I mentioned earlier. So I used Posca pen to get the striking blue on the eye of the peacock. So I've been wanting to do a proper artwork with my Posca pens, but I wanted to do a video with them, so I haven't used them a lot on this channel. I haven't used them a lot personally either yet. Yeah, so anyway, now I'm moving on to the background. So originally I wanted the background to be ink and watercolour, you know, like the rest of the illustration, like the peacock was. But in the sketch, I had an idea that I wanted to draw all these little flowers, and I knew I wanted them to be a bright purple. I knew that much, but when I started to work on it, it kind of ended up being loose watercolour without the ink. There is some of the fountain pen, maybe in some of like the grass and some of the leaves, but it mainly ended up just being wet and wet watercolour blurry background. And the reason I did that was halfway through painting it, I ended up being so proud of the peacock butterfly that I didn't want the background to be so hectic and busy that it would outshine the butterfly, or at least maybe make the butterfly not as interesting. So that was basically my reason of changing my mind. You'll notice there wasn't as many flowers as there was in the sketch in the finished piece. So now my illustration is pretty much complete. I'm just adding the white gel pen to get a bit of detail in the grass. I didn't end up using a lot of white gel pen because, like I said, I like the loose watercolour feeling instead of just overly inked for the background, and also the watercolour wasn't completely dry, so the pen was a bit dull, so I couldn't be bothered. And then I did add some gold metallic paint splatters, which are my favourite thing to do, and then it's pretty much finished. And thank you all so much for watching. Bye.